going on, everyone? It's Brandon with Koji Fine Jewelry, your personal jeweler. In this video, I want to explain why doing a burn test, heat test, fire test on your real gold chain to see if it's actually real gold is a dumb idea and you should not do it. People have done it, trust me. Also, I want to explain how you could use that exact test to see if a jeweler is lying to you about the finish on your gold chain. With that being said, let's get started. In theory, this should be a pretty straightforward test, something you could do at home to see if your gold chain is plated, if it's real, and it all makes sense, right? Wrong. That is not going to work, and let me tell you why. I made a video recently, I will link it down below as to why most likely your real solid gold chain is plated. Most of all chains that are machine made in factories and that is supplying most of the gold chain market have a top plating, coating, overlay, spike plating, finish, whatever your jeweler wants to call it, that's what it is. So go watch the video I linked down below. That video needs 1 million+ views because it is the absolute truth and not a lot of people talk about it, but I'm just showing and telling you guys. So a lot of people are saying, you know what, I bought this gold chain, I'm gonna put a quick light to it and see if it turns color, if it's plated or not, and you're getting plated results because that's exactly what it is for the most part. We're gonna demonstrate it in this next clip. We're gonna put some heat to a gold chain that has that top finish plating on top of it, as well as just a Jacoji piece that is casted and polishes, and let's see the result. All right, guys, our first victim is a 5.5 flat curve bracelet. We are going to put the heat on it and see what happens. Just a simple, and this is hot, so please don't do this at home and touch the chains because, Raquel, what happened to me?
He burned his fingers.
I played with fire and I got burnt. Raquel is actually scared of fire, so she's a little nervous making this video because this video is about to be fire. So, yeah, a little steam right there. So let's see what happens. Let's cool this down. Good. So Raquel, can you get that? See, this is where the direct heat was.
Wait, there it goes.
The direct heat was right here. See that, guys? It's black. So this obviously has a it's a solid 14 karat gold flat curve with a 14 karat gold top plating, and it has some dark spots. I'll take the other camera after this and get some B-rolls because it's hard to focus, but there you guys go. All right, now we have a 14 karat yellow gold standard Boss Cross. Raquel, did you ever think we'd do a review of a Boss Cross over a kitchen sink?
Nope.
But here we are, we're doing it for you guys. Let's put some heat onto this natural. There's no plating on this. This is the point is why I'm doing a Boss Cross. There's no plating at all. It's just casted, cleaned, and polished. And if we put the heat on it, you're not going to see it change colors like that flat curve did. And that because that flat curve has that top plating on it. So even if there is some minor burns, because it is fire, there's other alloys in this piece, of course, but you're not going to get the reaction of the color change like that flat curve did. So we put the heat on it. Let's wash it off to cool it down. So you guys could see, and then the result is just, it's pretty much the same. Again, there might be some marks there, but easily taken off even with like a polishing cloth or whatever. But overall, the color consistency is still the same with this Boss Cross. Next, we have a 2.5 millimeter, 14 karat Miami Cuban link. This actually has a higher 18 karat top purity. So for kicks and giggles, let's just see what happens here. I assume we're just gonna have that same blackening, maybe some different color changes. Sometimes it might turn like a greenish, purplish, just depends. But regardless, you put the heat, you're gonna get a reaction. That gold color, that top surface gold color is going to change. And again, if we fire test this, assay test this, or XRF test it, it's gonna come back 14. Ooh, that got nice and hot. See, it has more of a, like a purplish, and I'll show it on the B-rolls, color compared to that 14 karat gold one. Let's cool this down. Gosh, man. So there it is. That is really dark, and that's what's gonna happen at home if you guys do this. And what are you gonna do with this chain after this? You're gonna have to try to polish it. Not a good idea. So the end result there. All right, last but not least, we have a 2.5 millimeter rope. We're just gonna put some fire to it because why not? We're already doing this much to it. That fire is actually hot. That's crazy. Not as much of a reaction, honestly, as the other ones. But the ropes in general, you smell that fire? The ropes in general don't have a heavy plating on top. They're mostly natural. And I explained as to why we like that, because we pair these with pendants, and like I showed the Boss Cross, it's a natural color, but you do kind of see kind of that fade there in the coloring. There's a little more richer yellow, and then it fades to a natural, and that's what over time it's gonna start being more of a natural color as your oils and dirt kind of get in there. It might darken a little bit, but overall it's gonna have a natural coloring. It's not too off as far as kind of that top coating versus what we just burnt off. So there you guys go. You see the difference between when we put the heat or the fire against the chain. It is solid 14 karat gold with a 14 karat gold top plating. That top plating reacted to that fire versus a Boss Cross that is just casted in 14 karat gold, clean and polished, no plating to react to. And there's different reactions depending on the plating, the chemicals. Honestly, I don't know the extent of that as to why sometimes it may be green or purple when you put that heat, but a lot of them react to heat, and that's how you know if there's a plating on top. So there's a difference, and yes, you could wipe down the burn marks on a chain. It'll wipe down, but if you're very particular, you're gonna see a coloring difference of that burn versus the part of the chain where the fire didn't touch. The only way to fix that is to replate it, of course, or to polish it, and I would not recommend that. I don't recommend polishing small chains, machine-made chains. You're not gonna get the type of result outcome that you want, so it's best to not do this test on your chains. Go get it XRF tested, get it tested the right way. Don't put heat to a chain because, like I said, most likely they are all plated, and it's not a bad thing. Think of white gold with rhodium plate on top. It's just a finish to match the entire chain. Again, I have a video going over in depth, link down below. Now, the good thing about this, because jewelers, this is gonna catch on, and a lot of you guys are gonna wanna ask your jewelers, is this plated, is this plated? And they say, no, we don't sell chains like Jacoji, all of our stuff is natural. They will say that. I know jewelers, that's why Braden exists, that's why I make these videos. All you gotta do to your jeweler is pull out the lighter on them. Be like, if I touch this chain with this lighter, it turns black dark. Are you gonna take it back? And they're not gonna wanna do that because, again, like I just said, it's a nightmare to try to get it looking like brand new if they have the integrity and wanna sell new chains like Jacoji.com does. Let me know down below if you have any comments. Basically, don't do this test on your chain. It's not a good result no matter what it is, but I know a lot of people like to do that to see if they have a gold-plated chain. Even if you have a real gold chain, it might be plated like I just mentioned. That's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on our next jewelry video.